In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys.
It's time for another one of those episodes.
It's going to be now, I know some of you are reaching for that dial.
Yep. Whoa. Wait a second. There's another way to see it. Why don't you see it as a lovely break? Why do you see it as a lovely little vacay?
Yeah, maybe we all need, maybe the energy needs to be lower on occasion.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for an intellectual debate rather than I don't know, like dragging your face through a gravel driveway kind of debate, which is what the podcast is usually like.
You know, I was almost like, I've been conditioned in a Pavlovian way to know that the moment I start doing the intro, something is going to happen or come flying through the air.
Because that's what he likes to do. He likes to derail the intro.
Yeah, he brings a certain...
And the funny thing is that as you were probably fearing it, I was thinking, shit, should I do it? I was actually thinking, like, maybe I should throw something at you. And I probably glassed you. I'd have probably glassed you. Yeah.
Well, actually, there's a can of Mr. Sheen.
Yeah, I could have sheened you.
Yeah, I could have... And that's
multi-surface.
That's the worst thing, you know.
You can do to a man.
Someone can do to a man, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do quite like the smell of Mr.
Humiliating.
Sheen.
Yeah, so do I. When I was a cleaner... Excuse me. When I was a cleaner, my boss. So
You worked for Mr. Sheen?
I worked for Mr. Sheen. He came in a paper plane or whatever the fuck he does. No, he's not. That's not that guy, is it?
How?
Did he fly around in a paper plane?
He used to be like a kind of World War II fighter.
Yeah. Was it a paper plane though?
It was a plane.
Was it no? It was a real plane. It was like a biplane, wasn't it? And then he'd fly across the TV and it would sparkle.
Was it a duster? Was it like a...
Was it like a folded up... I'm going to have to Google him now.
Okay, everyone just... Okay, so
just sit tight.
For context, if you're not familiar, Mr. Sheen
context.
is a leading brand of polish. And... weirdly,
in the UK.
Yeah, and weirdly, like a kind of major part of my childhood, like the smell of Mr. Sheen just takes me back to
he was in a little folded
chamois leather, like a chamois leather, yeah.
But he looked like a pilot, like a World War II pilot.
How did they pitch that?
That's bizarre.
Yeah, when I think of polish, I think of the Battle of Britain.
Yeah. Do you remember the tag phrase in the song was Mr. Sheen shines umpteen things clean, umpteen.
Umpteen.
Ow. As in...
There's a table there.
Yeah. As in, that was such an old-fashioned word for a lot. Umpteen. My gran used to say umpteen.
Did she?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I've got umpteen marbles all over the floor. Don't know why she had marbles. Maybe she was like being tricked by a sort of Beano character or something.
Oh, I've got umpteen things to do.
Yeah.
No, you don't, Grandma.
No, you don't, Grandma. You just sit and watch your soaps, don't you? Anyway, I was going to say, when I was a cleaner, my boss, Mr. Sheen, very, very responsible, respectable man, would sometimes tell me, hey, Nick, if you've got a multi-room clean and you kind of can't be asked to do one because you're running out of time, just spray a load of Mr. Sheen or any polish, really, into the air. And the client will smell it and they come in and they'll be like, oh, this room smells clean. And psychologically, we'll just kind of assume you've cleaned.
Your boss said this?
My boss said that.
Wow.
Literal boss.
The person who was hiring you to clean?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I was one of his employees.
Wow.
My
mom...
It's a good job.
My mom was cleaned the house a lot as a kid. You know. So as in like the house was very rarely dirty. And so the smell of Mr. Sheen like permeated like constantly.
It is quite a nice smell.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's some people that don't.
But also maybe I learned to like it because I was just kind of like hotbox with it for most of my childhood.
It might explain a lot about your whole like, you know, oeuvre.
Everything.
Like, I gestured just at your whole body there. You know, just like,
everything you're currently bringing to the table.
Yeah, literally everything about you is maybe Sheen influenced. I don't know.
Lucy and I recently had a couple of days away.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
And the place we stayed in it was a very nice little apartment, but it had quite a musty smelling corridor.
Oh.
And it smelled like the cupboard at the bottom of my grandparents' stairs where they kept the tinned like foods.
Oh,
Yeah.
the war ration.
Yeah. There's like a Venn diagram overlap, isn't it, between like doomsday preppers and just grandparents of
Yeah.
a certain age. Like,
God, I remember my grandma's house, and it was honestly like, you know, when you see black and white footage of like sort of just post-war Lancashire, and it's like you look at that footage and you're like, do people actually live like that? That's how my gran lived. Like, she had the floors in her tiny little 2 up, 2 down house, like terraced house in Padiham in Lancashire. The floors were just concrete. They were just bare concrete. And her kitchen was just like this sort of, it's so hard to describe, but it's just like concrete floor, like brick walls that weren't like plastered or anything. It just looked like a little industrial, like
a prison cell.
Yeah, like a prison cell. And then it just had, you know, those old gas cookers that were like an oven, and then just had a hob on top. And then they had a sort of back, like, plate.
Yeah.
And then a sort of little roof that stuck out.
Yeah, and it looked like kind of, was it white?
And it was white.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
tin.
yeah.
And it was standalone.
Yeah.
Because back then kitchens they weren't fitted kitchens. You know, you just had your floating few things. So she had that resting in one wall, and then a completely bare wall, and then like a table with just like some mixing bowls stacked on it. And then, like, I don't know, maybe a fridge, but it was just, you know, it was just this. It just looked like, I don't know, like war torn. There's the only word for it. And then her stairs were just concrete again, with the sharpest edges.
Concrete stairs.
Concrete stairs, like solid, and they were lethal, and they were so steep. And I remember being scared of her stairs. Like, and I wasn't a kid that was afraid of stairs, but when I'd go to her house, I didn't like going up her stairs. Because they were so steep, they were so deep, and the edges of the stairs were sharp, because it was like just a perfect vertex of concrete. And she fell down that staircase and broke her hip. And I was like, I'm surprised she didn't die and like cut herself open when I heard that she'd fallen. It was one of the most terrifying things I'd ever heard, because I was just like, that staircase would kill someone.
It had confirmed every
fear I'd ever had. Yeah.
I mean, like,
it was an awful house. And then she had one of those 2-bar, 3-bar electric fires.
Yeah.
That just stank of gas. Or stank, well, it wouldn't be gas, I guess, would it? Because it was electric. Or maybe they were gas. They stank of gas anyway.
They were electric, but they piped in the gas so you got the smell.
They sparked it with an open arcing cable. So it stank of gas in her whole house.
Right.
And it was hot in that little corner where that 2-bar was. That was it.
I love the idea that you're describing basically a prison. It's like brick walls, concrete floor, tin oven.
Well, she had some rugs down.
Oh, I some rugs, you know,
rugs.
yeah.
She's not a monster.
But I also just the idea that I can picture her just being so house proud.
Yeah.
Of this like awful box.
There were little
yeah.
framed pictures of Jesus Christ everywhere.
Yeah.
Because she was very Catholic.
Believe me, if I had a staircase like that, I think I'd turn to God as well.
Yeah, it didn't work, did it? And then you go up the stairs, go left, toilet. Again, concrete toilet.
Yeah.
Go right, bedroom.
I can't tell if you're joking.
No, the room was concrete. The
Oh,
toilet
sure,
wasn't,
yeah.
That was it. That was her house. And it was an old miner's, house or whatever the fuck.
Was that because, like, after a long day or week down the mines, men of the village just had developed such a hatred of stone, they could only be housed in concrete chambers?
Yeah. My mum tells stories, like, of her upbringing in Padiham, a sort of famously kind of, like, impoverished Lancashire town.
Lancashire?
Lancashire?
Ah.
Lancashirean?
Lancastrian?
Oh, yeah, it's probably that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably... No, let's go back to Lancashire.
Lancashire.
Yeah.
Lancashire. And she would go down the road to the local witch, who would buy her boils and warts that she sometimes got on her fingers. She'd buy them with silver coins. I wish I was lying to you. I really do. And they'd go away after a while, because of course they do.
Yeah.
I don't think people get warts and boils anymore.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think back then in Lancashire, I think people got warts and boils all the time. But they would only be temporary.
When is a wart a boil and when is a boil a wart?
I think a boil's quite angry, like a spot. But I think a wart is quite,
You should say
benign.
Again, because it's funny that like you think back to your grandparents, and it's like they're just on the cusp of like changing times, where
They really are.
1 foot in the Victorian era,
Yes.
and 1 foot in like, I guess
Kind of the modern age.
kind of the modern age. Like I saw, Queen Victoria ascend the throne and
In a pillar of flame.
in a pillar of flame. She took the East Coast with her. But then she also saw, I don't know, like The Who.
Yeah,
Like,
and an EastEnders omnibus, I guess. Like, it's so weird.
I remember victory over the Boers.
Yeah.
And the moon landing. I've had an eclectic life.
Victory over the Moon Men on the Moon War. There was a Moon War? Oh, yes.
I remember Boer War 2 on the moon.
The Bowening. But, like, maybe I should have given them more of a break, because I guess they had a pretty weird time of it all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess my point was going to be, like, they lived with, like, 1 foot in a pretty old era, and then 1 foot in, like, a very modern era. But then I remember when I was a kid being told not to touch toads because you'll get warts.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never saw a toad.
No.
But apparently there was enough of a risk that I would run into one.
Or at least there was enough of a belief that you might get a wart,
Yeah.
regardless of whether it was from a toad or nay.
Yeah.
Warts don't happen.
Did you ever see the original Spy Kids movie?
I think I did, a long time ago.
The boy in that was
Yes.
a worrier. That was one of the plot points.
Ah.
He had, interestingly enough,
Here we go.
Spy Kids, the original, has more in the way of character development than a lot of
Modern movies.
A lot of modern movies, because boy, whose name I can't remember, was a worrier, and because he was always sweaty and scared, he had warts. He had issues with warts.
Is that even slightly true? If you sweat a lot, you get warts?
I don't know, but it was enough of a plot point to hang the story on.
Okay.
He covered his hands in plasters because he had warts.
I remember kids getting verrucas when I was at school,
Yeah.
which I think are a kind of wart.
It's like a foot wart.
But a foot wart.
A foot wart.
Why is it called a verruca, anyway? But anyway,
Do you remember the bazooka, that veruca?
I do remember
Yeah,
that,
that was a product.
that's the only interaction I've ever had with a wart. And it's weird that my mum said that she used to have warts, and then she used to go down to the witch, and the witch would buy the warts.
Do you think if it was like an economy, a wart witch-based economy, that the fading of the witches led to the fading of the warts? It was like a supply and demand thing.
Maybe it was. Maybe they
Yeah.
had nothing to feed on anymore.
Yeah.
But my mum explained it to me like later in life, and she was like, her mum would have to pay the witch in real money,
Right.
and then the witch would give my mum like witch coins,
Right.
which were silver. I imagine they weren't silver. The idea being that she was now, you paid for the service, and then
Yeah.
she paid for the warts. But these coins that she gave you were worthless, it seems.
Right. So how did the witch coins get back into circulation?
Great question. Not sure.
This is a biscuit tin. You've punched this out of...
Yeah, were they bottle caps?
You're describing what it sounds like. You're describing like those clubs which are like I'm in the
Oh yeah,
I'm
and you
in
have
the-
the special coin.
yeah I'm in the motorbike club, and you're like, do you like motorbikes? No, but I get discounted alcohol
Yeah.
because if I claim it's a private members club and I pay £5 a year,
Yes.
I now can drink for like a pound a pint, or
Which is
something.
basically like a workaround of alcohol laws or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's like, I think a lot of people could just set up a club.
Yeah.
And as long as you have a membership fee.
Aren't there those other coins that are in like the military?
Oh, challenge coins.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that works like something weird when you're at the bar and everyone gets their challenge coin out or something.
The idea is, I think originally they were just called coins, like
That's a good name.
commemorative coins. And I think the idea was that you always had to carry one on you. And that in a bar,
If you couldn't present
if
it.
you slap your coin on the bar, and the one asshole who can't
Buys
has
their
to
own.
buy everyone drinks.
Fucking hell.
And then presumably leave the building very quickly because they're going to pull that stunt over and over and over again.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah. I wonder whether it wasn't witch coins, but it was maybe just like 10p's or something. And so my mum pays a fiver. Actually, that would have been way too much money back then, wouldn't it?
That would be £400.
My mum pays a shilling or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And then the witch gives her back halfpenny bits or something
Yeah.
and buys the warts. But of course the witch knew, as of course everyone who's a scam artist knows, the warts will just go away by themselves.
But yeah, because I was trying to think like, well, surely the witch is running this at a loss. They're giving away all those witch dollars.
Witch,
Yeah.
sweet witch dollar.
Was it a very early form of cryptocurrency?
Maybe it was.
But cryptid currency.
Maybe that. That's great. Maybe that's where the witches went. They went into crypto. We haven't got any warts to buy anymore, guys. Better get into that Bitcoin.
Well, it does sound. I mean, like there are similarities here.
I mean, it's a straight up scam.
Yeah.
No doubt, but
well, I mean, there are more things in heaven and earth. Maybe that witch was.
What's weird is that my mum's mum was super Catholic, but went to see a witch for wart removal. That doesn't seem to align.
Oh, hang on, your microphone appears to be slumping.
It might just be my spine.
Yeah, if only we had a witch.
Give me those witch coins.
No, that's the wrong dial.
You know the coins in John Wick. They have their own special currency in that, don't they?
Yeah.
Maybe yeah.
Point it.
Yeah, point it high, and then over the hour it will just trickle down economics.
I paid for these mic stands.
How much?
Too much.
I can't see you now, but I don't need to
to
see you.
Yeah,
what, John Wick special coins.
Yeah, but there's no sense as to how they work. Like, because one coin could clean up a murder.
That's right.
But a coin could also get you like a meal
at the special assassin hotels, or whatever
the special assassin hotel.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's where the witch coins went. They turned into assassins. Either way, if they were special witch coins, I would hope that my mum has some somewhere. That'd be pretty cool.
What are you saying about your gran being like super Catholic because she lived in that murder house? I was trying to kill her.
The house that was trying to kill her, yeah.
The brutalist death chamber.
It wasn't haunted. It just wanted to kill her.
Yeah. And I love the idea. She's like, oh man, this house is really unsafe. Better get Jesus involved. And you put up like a single shrine. And like Jesus is like, it's not enough. We need to bolster the defense.
Its powers are too strong.
It takes 17.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And you're going like, the weird thing is like my gran was really Christian, and
really
so
devout,
I don't know why she turned to a witch. I'm like, in that house, like you're gonna need all the help you can get. Jesus, I'm sorely tempted. I think I need a charm or something. It's like my child. Yes, you do.
My dude, I am weak after the crucifixion. I don't know if I can help.
I'm running. It's taking 17 parallel Jesuses to keep you safe.
It's like summoning guardian forces to defend you against this evil house.
Yes, my child, get the witch. And find a Hindu. Bring Krishna.
Summon Valafor. She's so open to other religions because of this awful house.
They say about like travel broadens your horizons, and like travel is the enemy of hate, and that house is the enemy of intolerance because you spend one night in that. It's like, oh God, I need a Buddhist.
Put any conservative in that house, and it'll come out a changed man. I need a Buddhist. Oh man, it was an awful house. I hated it. I hated it so much.
Did you have like a children's bedroom, or were you in like?
No, we never stayed there because it was too small. If ever we went to visit, we would stay somewhere else and then pop down to see her. And then I remember one time we would often, because we would always holiday in Yorkshire, and one time quite often on the way back down we would just pop into Padiham and see Mum's mum. And one time we popped in and she was just like, "Oh hi, yes, I'm getting kicked out of my house in about 4 weeks."
What?
And my mum and dad were like, "What the hell are you talking about? Why weren't you going to tell us this?" And she was like, I've only just found out
I didn't
myself.
Want to make a fuss.
Yeah, a bit of that as well. And we look at all the bills and messages and everything. She's known for months because they were taking the fronts off all of the houses on the terrace and completely redoing them all because they were unsafe. They were going to fall down and kill people. So this house was trying to kill her in multiple ways.
It was doing like a Hail Mary.
It was desperately trying to like seppuku itself and take her with it. And so I think the local council was literally refronting all of these houses and going to give them a brand new, like, just literally shear the front of the house off.
So, and she would be allowed to return after they rebuilt it.
And she did.
Yeah.
But she had to come stay with us for like 7 months while this work was being done.
Wow.
And we didn't know until that moment. So we were still heading back down home afterwards. So we're like, right, okay, we'll be back in a few days then. Could you pack? And so we went all the way down back home, which was Salisbury, so it was like bottom of the country, basically. It took us like 6 hours to drive there. Then, obviously, me and my brother stayed at home. Dad gets in the car 2 days later, drives back up to Padiham, picks up my gran, brings her back down, and she lived with us for like 7 months.
Wow.
While the house was being done. And I remember me and my brother, like, we loved it. Cause, like, Granny's living with us. It's awesome.
Yeah. You can introduce her to things like carpets and soft furnishings. And
yeah, like a sofa and a fitted kitchen.
Do you think
She bought me Boglins.
Oh,
She bought me Boglins.
yeah. Granite, aren't these like offensive to your religion? No.
No, I respect all religions now.
I need their power.
She just glances to the side, expecting a door to slam on her back or something. It's like, no, our house doesn't kill Granny. Oh,
Your house doesn't. Like, I love the idea, like Goku training by wearing a lead vest.
Yeah.
By living in that house, she's now so strong in a regular house.
yeah, yeah. It's like Superman under a yellow sun.
It's like
He's a houseman, sir.
Neighbour comes round. It's like, oh yeah, I hear your mother's moved in with you. It's like, oh yes, you know, it was good of you to get like a scanner stair lift installed. We don't have a scanner stair lift. And she's just like,
How did she do that then? Oh yeah, no, we had a very cooperative house in comparison.
my I mentioned it before on the air, but like my gran and grandma were my nine and tide, so
Yes.
Welsh and
Elven language.
Elven language, yeah. And I always felt that their house growing up was like just the most like magical, like
really?
incredible place in the world
Oh.
because it was on like it was on a hill. Like, but I mean, like, not just it's a house on a hill. I mean, like, the house was like at a 45-degree.
It's like a Tim Burton house.
kind
on
of,
its own
yeah.
on a little mound.
Kind of. So you had to like. It's not on Google Maps because I've only recently learned that it was on a private road.
Oh,
So,
the
like-
car couldn't go up it.
We could, but Google.
I mean, a
yeah,
Google
sorry,
car,
Google.
sorry,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Google Maps can't go up. So like there were like 8 houses which had all been built together, and I think all the residents owned the road. I have no idea what the setup was, but you'd go up this road, which was like kind of like a concrete corridor because it was just lined on either side by like 6-foot high pebble dashed grey walls. So you couldn't really see shit, but there'd be like gate.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And a few had like a little break in the wall so that you could park your car seemingly on a balcony on top of the world because it was just like
Because this
sky.
road was so steep.
Yeah, and it was just like,
My God.
and there was a real fear that if you reversed a bit too hard, like you just go
Yeet
off the edge of the hill.
yeah.
And then at the top, there was a
Lording over the others.
there was there was a little turny aroundy bit,
Oh, yeah.
and the first thing you could see of my grandparents' house was the garage. So the garage was higher up than the house.
Oh, weird.
So you could like get a small 1980s car in there.
Yeah.
And there was a garage, this ever-present wall, which of course I couldn't see over because I was but a lad.
You were about a lad.
And then this wooden gate, and you'd open the gate, and the house, and the entire plot that the house was on was like a 45-degree angle on the side of the hill. So the garden was
just a wall, basically.
yeah, it was a wall,
ramp.
and like they did used to mow it, but it was like,
fuck do you mow that?
yeah, I know, it was mad. It was like tiered. There was like a path at the bottom, a path at the top, and a path in the middle. But they were like,
It's like terraced almost.
yeah, kind of,
Yeah,
yeah. And and then the house was like big wedge shaped thing because
Whoa.
like,
It had to be, I guess.
and thinking about it, there must have been a ton of like negative space under the house, if that makes
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
to like fill the triangle.
It didn't have like a weird shaped attic storage. Basement storage or anything like that.
If it did, I didn't know. My brother and I, we befriended like the family that lived next door.
Dead for 10 years.
Dead for 10 years. And they because they had like some kids about our age.
Victorian children in white gowns. You only saw them at night.
But they had a trap door in their lounge.
God, this is playing more into the haunted thing.
Because you know that kind of like fishbone floor.
Herringbone.
Herringbone. Sorry, herringbone.
yeah.
There was a little chunk of the herringbone that if you got like a wedge, you could a whole hatch would lift up. And there was a tunnel that went from the lounge out to like an outhouse.
Fucking hell, that's amazing.
We were never allowed to go through it, but
No.
their house was just. I mean, like my nanny's house. I was like, this feels like a weird. It was like it felt like another world because
Yeah.
it was a bit of a drive.
It's like the kind of house you used to see in the movies we used to watch when we were kids. So like 80s, 90s, early 90s movies.
Yeah.
Where the story was always about family or, dad on his own with daughter. I'm thinking of Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Right, yeah.
Inherits weird old house,
Yeah,
Tim
yeah,
Burton
yeah.
style. And it was always like no house ever looked like that. And it's usually because they were American movies.
Yeah.
But I always remember thinking in those sorts of movies, I was like, why is my house so boring? And these houses, inevitably, like the house in Narnia and the house in like, I'm trying to think of a single other one. But like, yeah, they'd inherit these old weird houses and they'd always have some mystery or secret or whatever. But it was like, yeah, it kind of sounds like that.
Did your, like, going back to that thing about like the corridor on our little holiday just gone smelling
Yeah, musty.
musty? Why doesn't shit in modern houses smell musky?
I can
anymore?
only think it's a change in materials and it's a change in cleaning materials as well. Like, because I remember my grand's house smelt a certain way, and I think I was basically just smelling concrete. Like I was just smelling cold, exposed rock. But like, you know, they had all these awful carpets that had these disgusting artificial underlays underneath them and stuff as well that they would be wearing threadbare. And you'd probably be smelling some of that. And of course, there's asbestos and shit as well. And then whatever cleaning substances they were using were probably old-fashioned.
It's probably just like you know, a quart of vinegar in a bucket of water or
Some
something.
Viacal or whatever.
The
Quart of vinegar.
I remember they had this carpet which was like the most it was like a migraine.
Yeah,
Like
my grand's rugs were like this. It was a bright orange. It's like, what are you doing?
yeah, this was like, it was checkered, but it was bright. Well, actually, no, not bright, blood red,
Fucking hell.
with like just inscrutable patterns kind of carved into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember I had a piece of Lego. I had.
Oh no, you lost it.
Well, yeah, I had some M-Trons, which
They were red and black?
They were red and black, yeah. And I remember holding, vividly now, I can picture it. I was holding a jetpack. One of them had a jetpack, and it just fell out of my hand. This tiny little piece about the size of a thumbnail, and it fell, and it just vanished.
Never saw it again.
Like it's right in front of me, and it was just gone.
Yeah.
Never. You know, 30 years pass, and
It's still there now.
Probably, yeah.
They just carpeted over it. It's like a little bump in the carpet there someone feels every day.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. It's weird.
It is weird. I sometimes, like you said, it's interesting how like particularly our grandparents, like had one foot in the past and one foot in the present, as it were. But I sometimes feel like because things get quicker and quicker at modernizing, if you see what I mean. But like when we were kids in like in the late 80s and the early 90s, the world looked very old fashioned. If you go back and see footage of what like city and town streets look like, the cars are so different. Like the logos on the fronts of buildings are super different and stuff as well. And it's like we really did live in the dregs of their past, like in our youth.
Yeah, like I do think I think back to my childhood, and it sounds so old fashioned now.
Yeah, it does.
Like waking up before TV started.
I know.
And it's like, you know, it's teletext, and you're just waiting for like it to hit the point where cartoons come on or something.
Not having Channel 5. Like we were just in a part of the city that couldn't get Channel 5. So we had 4 channels and that was it.
And again, and you sound like the oldest person in the world trying to explain this to someone. Yeah.
But I feel, and maybe this is age, I don't know, but I feel like things have stabilized a little bit now. In the last like 20 years, if you think about anything post 2000, things haven't really changed as much.
No.
Like they've changed in little ways, like phones have become more advanced and cameras have got more megapixels or whatever the fuck. But like the streets and the cars and everything have kind of stabilized in a way that they didn't through the 80s and 90s at all.
You do, it's like the older you get, and this is what, oh God, this podcast finally became everything we feared it would be. But getting older is kind of is understanding the nature of the passage of time a little bit, because I've been seeing stuff from about like the 90s or about like the early 2000s, which was really kind of, I felt like when I was starting to get out into the world.
Big time.
I always do the mental gymnastics of going like, oh my God, so like 2004 was only like 7 years after 1997. And I know that's like a really stupid thing to say, but like...
No, but that feels radical.
1997, a lot of big cultural things were happening in the world.
Big time.
And then like 7 years later, I mean, God, 7 years ago, I moved into this house.
Oh, God.
You know,
weird,
it's
weird.
It's insane.
And maybe it's just the pace of life changing as you get older. I don't know, but I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how, like, I talk to some people where we work with some people who are like, in some cases, like 15 years younger than us. And some of our memories are unconscionable to them.
Yeah.
Like they cannot make sense of how we used to use floppy disks. Do you know what I mean? Like how we used to have dial-up internet. They're only sort of marginally aware of the fact that dial-up used to exist, and they certainly never lived through it. It's so weird.
And I guess whenever you're in the eye of it, you know, because like you think like your teenage years is potentially when you start becoming a bit more aware of the world, and then like, you know, your early 20s is when you're out in the world and kind of like sampling it for the first time. And in the eye of the moment, it always feels super modern and current because it's the only world you know. And you think, well, it's so futuristic. I mean, like I know I harp on about bloody Canada a lot, but like it's nearly 20 years since I went to Canada.
That's crazy.
And I remember like the phones we had, like, you know, getting I've a time to get a mobile phone because it's the modern era and it's 2007, and you get like this little flip thing that doesn't have the internet.
Doesn't have a colour display.
Yeah, we used to print out like maps so we'd know where to go.
I know, yeah. I used to use Google Directions or whatever it was, but I would print out all of the word by word phrases, like turn left at this junction, and then turn onto the A417 or whatever. And it's like, and that would sit on the passenger seat, and I would use that as directions.
Yeah.
Crazy.
When we started going to cons, you know, I'd like...
that was the way I'd navigate.
I'd have a little bit of paper taped to the dashboard going like, you know, take this motorway and aim for this junction, you know.
Yeah, that's the only way. It's the only fucking way, mate.
Thinking back to a point where, like, not having the internet, like, not having kind of constant entertainment.
Certainly not in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like, I remember getting the internet for the first time on our, like, home PC, and I remember thinking, oh my God, my dad is like the coolest fucking dad in the world because he's brought a PC home. I remember when he brought it home, we had a gateway, and it came in this huge box that had like cow print pattern on it because that was Gateway's branding.
Oh, I actually don't know what Gateway...
They're a dead brand now, but they were a PC brand. And for some reason, Dad went for that. And like this box looked like a cow in our hallway. And then he got it out, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And it was like one of those big CRT displays, you know, so it had this huge.
Was it beige?
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't white; it was beige. It looked like it had been out in the sun for a while.
We had a Windows 3. Something that ran on Windows 3.1.
Yes,
but it was the idea of having like white plastic or black plastic was unthinkable. So it was beige.
And it looked awful in retrospect. But yeah, and then I remember like the internet coming, and I didn't really get what it was, but then I realized that you could just sort of like go. There were places you could go and things you could see, but there wasn't much to see on it. And me and my brother were allowed 15 minutes a week on it.
15 minutes?
Yes, and that was only. And we had to like mark it on a little tally on a sheet that my dad had next to the computer, and we could only use it at certain times because, of course, if my parents were maybe going to accept a phone call at some point in the evening, because we had a landline, then it was like, well, I can't just be sat on the internet because then they wouldn't get a call. So it was only at certain times we were allowed to use it. But I didn't really use it that much because it's not like now where it's like I have a question, I literally go to Google and just ask it. Like back then, I just didn't. I guess I don't know. I just remained ignorant.
Yeah, this is when you do start to sound like a really old man because I kind of wonder whether like the fact that we had a childhood where we didn't know this shit, you know.
I do definitely think so. Yeah,
I was thinking the other day about like there seemed to be so many. I remember like a ton of blackouts when I was young.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. It seemed to happen a lot and more frequently. Sorry, that
if I just tilt it up like that, then I'm going to buy more time.
Maybe that's the accent.
Yes, I remember. You mean power cuts? Yeah. I definitely remember power cuts being more of a thing. But I guess their infrastructure was just shit back then.
I guess it was.
Yeah.
I guess like, you know, being born in like 86, you know, for me, and it's like, you know, we weren't that far out from like, you know, the winter of discontent and like all that kind of shit. It's
crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
God, I know that neither of us have like a lot of like nostalgia or like, you know, we can't do the rose tinted goggles over at that era because I think even as a kid I was thinking like this is shit.
Yeah.
Entertainment is shit. I didn't know what was better, but I just knew better things had to come.
Yes, absolutely. And we've discussed it before, but I think that the reason we make the things we make is because of the fact that we were thirsty when we were kids. So like in a desert of entertainment.
Yeah. So I will never be able to hate Pokemon because when Pokemon arrived, it was like the most exciting thing I think I'd ever seen.
Yeah. It sounds like an insanely hyperbolic thing to say because Pokemon is by a lot of measures and definitions, kind of trash.
Yeah.
But like, it really did change my life.
Yeah. I like, good God, like, you know, that arriving in this kind of grey, concrete, miserable town centre life we had.
And especially so for being in the UK. I don't want to just necessarily just rag on the UK, as we kind of have.
No, please. Yeah, we have this coming.
We really do have the worst entertainment industry.
It's just
we were talking
miserable.
about the Beano and the Dandy, weren't we, on
Yeah.
our drive home today? And it's like, for those that don't know, there was a sort of era still just dragging on even to today of these old-timey kind of post-war British comics.
Funnies?
Yeah,
Funnies?
they were
What you got?
always only one or two colours. There was always black and then maybe a red and a blue maybe throughout it.
Yeah.
Really, really shit newsprint. You'd get them from your newsagents for like under £1. And they would just be The Adventures of Dennis the Menace and The Adventures of Desperate Dan. And they were painfully twee, but also not real. Even when because we were reading it in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
But these boys still dressed like private school boys from the 50s.
Or ragamuffins?
Or street ragamuffins from the 20s and 30s. Like, it just... And they were stealing pork pies that were cooling on, like, windowsills.
Yeah,
and
because they all had rickets.
Yeah.
You know, like the...
They would, like, wow, a lemon, you know, and then they would, like, shoot their catapults at the softies in class, which was bad, by the way. And, like...
Sorry, just going like, oh, a lemon, and then everybody shot their catapults at the softies.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is what we had. And remarkably, this created a love of comics inside me. How did that happen?
Yeah. I guess, like, rationing did continue for, like, 10 years after the war. So, like...
I guess so.
1954, the idea of, like...
They're rationing stories as well. Fucking hell.
Stealing some, like, pork knuckles from the back of a butcher. Just so you can suck out the gelatinous residue.
Oh, no. That was a treat, that was.
Oh, this will sustain me for a few days.
Oh, God, it's just the worst.
Yeah.
And I'd read the Beano, you know, and there was a part of me that enjoyed it, but there was a larger part of me that was like, this can't be it. This can't be all of it.
It must be better. There must be more than this.
It must get better than this.
Yeah, and it's why you'd watch some, you know, Biker Mice from Mars would get, like, put onto CITV or ITV or whatever, and you'd watch it. Because it's like, my God, yeah, I know it's shit.
But at least it's something else, man.
Oh, my God, yeah. Give
Like,
me
I'm seeing these weird mice men on bikes on another. At least they're on another planet. It's kind of sci-fi,
It's something.
you know. But of course, that was an American cartoon, right?
Yeah, Hundo, yeah.
But you think about the things that we had. We had like Pugwash, and like Danger Mouse,
Yeah.
and like fucking I don't know Penny Crayon.
Animated using leftover Weetabix packets. And,
Yeah.
I was thinking about Penny Crayon a lot. Like,
The British animation industry in that era, late 80s, early 90s, was miserable. And I watched it because it was all we had.
it's all you had. Because what's the alternative? It was watching, you know, the Open University or Teletext or...
Yeah. Or like a brick wall, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, visit
yeah.
your grands.
I didn't.
Yeah.
It's going to kill me.
There's a lot of God and there's a lot of death in that house.
It doesn't balance out.
Anyhow.
Anyway, format is king.
Yeah, and before, you know, your mic stand completely eats itself alive.
Collapses in on itself.
Do you have a hate?
I do have a hate, yes. So I was recently at a delightful show in the forest called Fantasy Forest.
Oh.
It was it's the closest thing, I guess, to this country having a Renaissance fair, which is what the Americans call like a medieval themed event.
Yeah.
But I guess it's broader than that because it's like fantasy and like, yeah, you can be a fairy, you can be a pirate if you want to, I don't know.
Could be a Dalek, apparently.
Apparently, yeah, you can be a Dalek. You can kind of be anything, really.
Yeah, the theming's fairly loose.
Outdoor market.
Yeah.
People selling fantasy-related shit. And then various like events like music, and there's a jousty kind of knights battling each other's swords, all that shit. You know, all the good stuff.
Do they do a joust?
They don't do a joust. They do knights in armor doing sword battles.
Ah.
Yeah, in like a ring, and you can like go, "Come on, Blue Knight," or whatever. But it's like a festival in some ways as well, like a music festival, because there's like loads of food vendors in like their vans and tents or whatever. And it reminded me of a thing that I have noticed in many other places, queuing for food, that really pissed me off. And it's basically, it boils down to the idea that people aren't worried enough. So a really good example of this is I was queuing for some food.
Okay.
And the system of this caravan that you were queuing, I was queuing for a latte, actually. I was queuing for an iced latte, because I'm a basic bitch. And the system is, you get to the front of the queue, you order, they take your order, and then there's a hatch on the side of the caravan. And that's where you wait, and they call your number and you pick it up, right?
Okay.
And what obviously mostly happened is that people would get to the front, they'd get their number after their order, and then a sort of second queue, but kind of a looser one, would form at the serving hatch.
Yeah, just waiting.
Right, waiting. Yeah. Because inevitably, they're kind of met in the order that they were taken, because they're doing them in that order. So maybe some quicker drinks would happen quicker or whatever. But anyway, there would always be this like 5% of people who would just fuck off. They would just, yeah, my drink will come to me. By the will of the gods or something. I don't know, by the fate of something or whatever. So anyway, we're all there. All the sensible people are waiting at this hatch. Yeah. And then it's like this guy comes with this pink lemonade. And he's like, number 17, pink lemonade. Number 17. And we're all looking around at each other thinking, well, what dickhead is this? Like, how can you not hear? You must be right here. He's not there. And then the guy just goes, the serving guy just goes, oh, well, it's too hot for this, so it's going to melt anyway, so I'm just going to have it. He just self-narrated that out loud. So he started drinking it. 3 minutes later, this woman just swans over. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, is my pink lemonade ready? And the guy's just like, oh yeah, I called that like 5 minutes ago. Like, we've drunk it.
Yeah.
And then she starts kicking off. She's like super angry about it. And I'm just like, if you had been a bit more worried that your precious drink that you just paid for might not show up, then you would never have wandered off with this innate, immense confidence that everything was just going to work out.
So your point is on one hand just this kind of lack of awareness, but more that you want people to be more scared.
Yes, because and here's the basis of my thesis. The reason I go round and stand as quite close to that serving hatch as I can is because whenever this situation happens, I have this innate fear that something in some way is going to go wrong. Right? That they're going to miss my order, or I'm going to miss it, or I'm not going to pay attention, or a frog's going to catch my attention, I'm going to look elsewhere, and I'm going to miss it. And so I become hyper-focused on ensuring that I don't miss what is, to me, a scary window of, if I miss that shout of that number of my order, that's on me. Mm-hmm. And they're well within their rights to just yeet my coffee into the fucking bushes because I fucked up. I failed, right? Yeah. I am genuinely, weirdly, quite anxious when it comes to being in the right place to pick up my thing that I've ordered. Yeah. Right? And some people just aren't worried. They're just living this life of like hapless, genuinely ignorant confidence where everything's just going to work out. And then the funny thing is that it doesn't work out, does it? Because if she'd been a bit more concerned about perhaps missing her drink, she'd have been stood there with the rest of us who were all clutching our numbers in terror, hoping we don't miss it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think the idea is, are they potentially the enlightened ones because they feel no fear at all? Because I'm with you, like I couldn't.
I know, I couldn't.
I couldn't then just go, no. You know what, Tarquin? Let's go find a place to build our tent.
Yeah, and then someone else goes, well, what about the coffee you just ordered? And they go, it'll be fine. I'll pop back in a few minutes. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's that I'm sure it will be fine, which is just remarkable to me. And you're right. Perhaps they are enlightened, right? Perhaps they are better than us in some way.
Maybe it's better that they don't worry.
And here's the thing. The most frustrating thing of all is that probably 90% of the time, it does work out for them. They can be this irritatingly arrogant, ignorant person who just fucking expects the world to still work out for them or bend to their will. And the reason they've become that way is because it has actually always worked out. But a handful of times, it won't, like Pink Lemonade Lady, who lost her order because she fucked up.
So did they just go, oh yeah, no worries, we'll make you a new one? Or...
I can't actually remember how it resolved, but I think it was that. I think they did just go, oh yeah, we'll make you one now. But then she had to wait again, essentially.
Yeah, and hopefully she didn't then go, oh right, I'll come back.
But in a way, I guess it kind of did work out for her then, because although she got a bit leery and was like, how dare you drink my drink, which I think was something along the lines of what she said, like, she did still get her pink lemonade, even though she got to wander off and be this, like, hapless, hippie, like, off with the fairies kind of character for a little while, only to come back and still get her pink lemonade, which now, of course, delayed everyone else's drinks as well, which is another thing I'm paranoid about, is getting in anyone else's way. Like, I need to get in and get out to ensure that I don't, like, tread on anyone else's precious time or resources. Do you know what I mean? Like, but they don't care. It's amazing how they just don't care. And there's other examples of this as well. Like a good example would be our internet went out.
Yeah.
And I contacted my supplier yesterday and they said, we're going to send an engineer out today. Mm-hmm. If you don't receive a text message in the morning, then contact us again, because that means something's potentially gone wrong in the chain of communication, and we need to check it out.
Sure.
We didn't get a text in the morning this morning. So I went to TalkTalk. Oh, there we go, giving it away. Oh, no. And was like, yeah, and you could argue a little bit over-anxious, a little bit worried. Excuse me, I didn't receive that text that you said I would receive. And of course, the response I got from the operator was something along the lines of, oh, yeah, no, don't worry. No, he's still coming. You just haven't got a text or whatever. But someone less worried than me would not have worried that they didn't receive the text, right? And they would have just ignored it.
Yeah. But
And
also,
the universe would have just passed them by.
but also
blissfully.
my brain is such that I would say, had you not called,
Here's the point.
Well, maybe this wouldn't have turned up.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
And so maybe the hapless, happily ignorant person who doesn't call in the morning because they don't receive a text, then the engineer doesn't show up. Maybe they don't notice it first. Then after a while they do. Then they call TalkTalk, furious. My engineer didn't show up and you said he would be coming at this time. And they said, oh, did he send a text in the morning? And they go, well, no, he didn't. And they were like, oh, well, we did tell you that if you didn't get a text, you should have. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, by being a little more concerned, by being a little more worried that things aren't actually going to go my way,
Yeah.
I then do a little more at my end to ensure that they do. Like, wait in the right place to make sure that I'm in the right place when my order's called. And then these other people don't do that. And then they get furious when things don't go their way. And I'm like, but if you did just worry a little more that it won't.
Maybe worry a little.
Just worry.
Worry
I'm
a
not
little
saying, like,
bit,
be
yeah.
me, because I'm an anxious piece of shit. Like, I'm just saying worry a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
So I'm sidetracking a little bit, but did someone turn up to fix your internet?
They did, actually.
Did they
remarkably.
fix it?
They did.
Oh!
Yes. So as it happened, there was... Because another thing that I was worried about, because I like to worry about things. This is my
It's
hobby.
good to worry about things, yeah.
They said if the fault in the line is inside your property boundary, you have to pay for the repair.
Sure.
And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure like nothing's changed, but if something got worn or damaged somehow, or I knocked it without knowing, then maybe it's me, and I didn't know for sure. Wasn't, as it happened, inside our property boundary. There was a cable that runs from our house to a pole, and a bird had been pecking at that and had pecked through the shielding of the cable and broken the line.
So for one, where's that bird now? Because what you're basically saying is the entire internet got wired through the brain. A seagull.
Yeah. You're saying he got the entire internet?
Yeah,
into
I'm
his
saying
brain.
there's a new Reddit account. We have an incel seagull, is what I'm saying.
There is a pigeon that has like a massive cranium on the road, and it can't support it, so it's just sort of flopped to one side.
But it can speak, and it's really disturbing.
Yeah, but it speaks in like multiple languages at once.
Yeah, weirdly enough, it's like when it opens its beak, it sounds a lot like dial-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. But you can ask it any question you like. And I guess it answers, but I wouldn't know because it speaks in like Portuguese and like Latin at the same time.
And Enochian. Is that tongues? And it has actually signed a multimedia deal with Marvel.
It has.
So keep an eye out for Pidge On.
The digital pidge. Yeah, that fucking bird, man.
That fucking bird.
What's to say it won't do it again?
I do love that. It's like when internet's fine, maybe you have a run of like 8 months.
It's going
internet's
great.
fine. And now the internet doesn't work. And of course you call up and you do the good thing and they're like, have you recently tampered with any cables? No. Have you done any housework recently? Maybe you've been drilling? No. It's like, have you installed any copper wire in your premise lately? No.
Have you built any large-scale Tesla coil electric interference system?
Do you have a Van de Graaff generator next to your phone? No, I don't actually. No. And then eventually you'll convince them that you haven't stolen the internet from them and you're not put it in a special box, and they'll send out a technician. And of course, it'll go, well, there's nothing wrong with your house. I better check the local router.
It's literally what happened.
And then they'll just come back and go, oh, yeah, it took me 2 seconds to fix it. Yeah. It just turns out that your cable was plugged into the wrong outlet.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how did that happen, Greg?
Yeah, Greg.
It was in a box. I don't know what to tell you.
But I love, it's remarkable how fragile everything seems to be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the internet, one of the most remarkable human inventions ever. I can pipe every human fact that's ever known directly into my TV in my house. but a little snippy, and it's all over. A pigeon bit the wire a little bit too much. Nothing. Zero. Is that good? Is that good service?
How do you feel about going back to your hate?
My original point.
Which I thought your point was going to be that when there's like a food cart or a food stall, particularly at, like conventions or, festivals or whatever, they never seem to have a dedicated waiting area.
No.
That's always a bit chaotic.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And there were plenty of places that were like that at this show as well. And they would do the same system as the one I was describing for this particular hate, but they would really have a place for anyone to stand. And those stress me out, because if I'm already in a position where I'm worried about whether or not I'm going to get my thing, without then having a place that I can be confident that I'm in the right place to wait for it, is an added stress, which I don't really love either. It is stupid, but the funny thing is that like I do sometimes think that my little worries like this, and they don't bother me massively. They're just always at the back of my head going, "Hey Nick, make sure you don't miss your order," kind of thing. That's the level of which it is. But it's like, I do think those are the things that keep me attentive.
Yeah.
Those are the things. I paid for this thing, not for fun, but because I wanted it. I didn't go to buy an iced latte because I thought that would be a fun deviation for 5 minutes. I went to buy an iced latte because here's the radical thing, John. I want you to fucking pay attention. I wanted to have an iced latte. So I paid the money, and then I wait 3 minutes, and then I get it. What I think some people do is they pay the money, and then they just wander off. And whether or not they get a thing doesn't seem to really matter to them at all.
Yeah, maybe you need to have a more. I don't mean you need to, but I mean like maybe the answer to the solution to walking around in this state of kind of this blissful
obliviousness.
Is to apparently just have a relationship with money where you do not care. Yeah, it just doesn't matter.
You and I have both run multiple Kickstarters in our times.
You certainly have.
Do you? Because I know the answer to this is yes. Have a whole stack of product that, although paid for, has never been sent out?
Yes, I do. Going back
decades.
over a decade, there are people who have backed multiple campaigns of mine. Now, bear in mind, when I did the big hardbacks, they're not cheap.
No.
Some people paid like, 80 quid
plus
to receive 800 odd pages of comic.
Yeah, which they never got.
Which they have never claimed.
And not for want of trying on our part, by the way, because not only does Kickstarter have systems in which to constantly shout at and bother people who have yet to complete their surveys. Because if we don't have an address, we can't send it out. This is the problem. But they don't fill their survey in, so we don't get an address, so we can't send it to them. And it's like we have systems to badger them, which we do multiple times.
I still get weekly updates from campaigns that I ran. The last one I ran was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the previous one was like a year or so before that. I still get weekly updates on the off chance that somebody has finally filled in their survey. So I can, and I'd rather not get the updates if I'm honest. I'd rather like just close that chapter of my life. But like the guilt in me, the worry is,
I know. And this is the crazy thing is that we still possess the worry for these people who have arguably completely forgotten about the money they've spent on our thing, and certainly forgotten about receiving the thing as well. And we're still holding a little bit of worry for what if they get back in touch?
I just can't imagine, like, be it a pink lemonade or be it like
80 quid's worth of comic.
80 quid's worth of comic. I just can't imagine being just like, oh, I think I'll get that. Yeah. Like every choice, everything feels like a choice.
I know.
Like it's always a decision. Like, do I want something? And I'll agonize over it. And when I finally do want it,
I actually want it.
Yeah, and I'd like to receive it.
I'm not just fucking around.
Yeah.
I'm not just throwing money at random like shops I see online or shops I see in reality and just thinking, well, if some of those come to me, then I guess that's cool.
Yeah.
I have a note on my phone for whenever I've ordered something online, I add the thing I've ordered to my little list of purchases. And then when they arrive in the post, I tick them off so that I'm not losing track of things. Because sometimes I'll order 2 or 3 things at once. It's like, that's how focused I am on not like just pissing my money into the wind.
Well, particularly because I have a Kickstarter, and I know you had a Kickstarter you've backed where the reverse has happened, where you would love to get your reward.
Oh, I'd love it.
But the person who ran the Kickstarter is not, for whatever reason, fulfilling it.
No, quite. Yeah.
That's a very different kettle of fish.
And that's another kind of not worrying enough.
Yeah.
Right? Because now, this is a very different breed of it, but now these people are like seemingly not bothered that they are letting down, sometimes in some Kickstarters cases, hundreds of people who have paid their hard-earned money for a thing, and it's on you as the Kickstarter runner to deliver those things to that person.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, because because you keep harping on Kickstarters. Like, even when we run multiple Kickstarters each, even when you run a Kickstarter that has succeeded, and you have fulfilled the product and you've gone out of your way to fulfill it, that is stressful.
Yeah.
Even when you do everything right, that is stressful.
Yeah.
So to just...
But again,
Yeah.
I bet there are people out there who are running Kickstarters and aren't stressed at all. And that's a concerning thing, right? Because if you're not worried a bit, you're not focused, you're not like detail oriented.
Yeah.
You're going to miss things because the reason I don't miss things, and I do, everyone makes mistakes, but like the reason I don't generally fuck up is because I'm worried that I might fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, like living in a state of near constant anxiety is not great.
I wouldn't recommend it,
but
it does help me get shit done.
It does. There's a certain honing quality to it.
There really is. Yeah, and I got my latte that day.
Yeah,
And no other fucker drank it.
in the same way that your gran could, like, bend concrete to her will. She's the world's first, like, concrete bender.
She was indeed, yeah.
Concrete
bender.
Your anxiety is the sharp edge of a scare that's waiting to kill you.
That's a remarkably powerful analogy.
Yeah, and one day it will get you.
Oh, it will get me.
But until then...
Not until I'm 50 or something, I guess. I'm not going to live that long, am I, with this?
Oh, it was ice lattes you're drinking.
It's my one treat, John.
Let me have this.
Let me have this.
I've got a hate.
Give it to me.
My hatred is I don't know, how would you describe it succinctly? People making ads for big brands.
Okay.
Effectively for like peanuts.
That sort of deliberately lo-fi look.
Yes, by which I mean, because we've talked about length, like basically the subheading of the show is advertising is a bit shit.
Yeah.
And of course, so many companies now have hit on the idea of why have a marketing budget? Or rather, what if we put all the money we would previously have put into producing videos and ads
Really
and high quality
slick,
stuff.
high production value stuff.
Because people know they're being advertised to. Whereas if people saw a real human being just enjoying their product, then they would instantly trust it because they're stupid. And I hate them. I think so little of you, the customer.
Yes.
I'm a marketing executive and I
Yes.
despise you, the customer who pays for my job.
Yes.
So instead, they're putting all that money literally into buying ad space, or just cutting that and keeping their hosting budget for the ads, and then they'll go. I would imagine there's maybe sometimes they'll pay a little bit. Here's £100.
And that sounds like a big amount to someone, so some sort of peasant.
Make your best little video.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to look good. We want it to look TikTok.
Natural.
Yeah.
Organic.
And I also wager a lot of them don't even pay money. It will be like,
That's probably true.
on their social medias, they might go, want to be famous,
Yeah, do you want to partner with a big modern brand?
Yeah, send us your best attempt at making an ad, and
Turning it into a competition.
you'll
almost.
get £200 worth in vouchers.
You'll get two brackets tokens. What's that?
Which dollars?
Yeah. We'll buy your warts off you.
And a really big one for this is beauty products.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So our
it's funny because they used to go the other way.
very
Beauty products
high-end.
used to go super hard on making these cinematic, high production value like ads.
Yeah.
With all this CGI of like molecules in hair and stuff, or like
molecules and hair.
and then like perfume ads would be these bizarre poems of like cinema with like a big boat with a sailor coming like off of
Always
it.
these sailors.
There's a lot of sailors.
Never met a sailor, but if I did, do you think they smell fantastic?
No.
No.
I think they smell of haddock
And farts.
and salt.
Oh, you're a sailor. Oh, Jean-Paul Gaultier. You spend 6 months on a nuclear submarine. How do you smell?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of potatoes and farts.
Rusty. Potatoes and fart. Yeah, there's this like romanticization of like sailors coming in from the boat. It's like, oh, look at all these beautiful hunky men. Oh no, what's that smell?
Why are you so flaky?
Oh god, yeah, get some vitamin D. C
I'm
U
gonna
F.
give some vitamin D.
Right.
What are we talking about? Yeah,
perfume ads. No, beauty product ads.
beauty products. Laundry, detergent-y kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it's really embarrassing, and I don't know who I find more distasteful: the company for doing this, and basically suckering in a bunch of rubes, or the rubes demeaning themselves for like 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be, no one's going to hire people of my age bracket now because I'm old and haggard. But like, can you imagine being like in your 20s or early 30s and demeaning yourself to the point where you're like, oh, I had a great night out, but when I get grease all
up and inside and all up on everything.
Oh, that's when I need, Dove's, deep scrubber.
Cleft scrubber. Dove's cleft scrub with microparticles.
Oh, it's great at getting that flop sweat out from under cleave.
I used to scrape it all with a witch dollar, but now I can use Dove's cleft scrub.
Oh, and now new Dove's cleft scrub vanilla for a touch of the Orient,
Yeah.
For a touch of the Orient where the sun don't shine.
I'll touch your Orient in a minute.
And it's like, it's so demeaning.
I know.
Like, I worry so much about ketchup stains on my bed sheets. How am I going to get those out? And that's what I've turned to. Can't think of a fucking detergent. What? Oh no, leave it in. It'll be fine.
We can fill it in with any detergent.
New bold stain blaster. Blast your stains.
I think what pisses me off a lot about it is that, like, I've been scrolling Reels recently, which is essentially like the poor man's TikTok.
Poor man's TikTok, yeah.
Which isn't saying that much, really, to be honest, because TikTok's pretty poor. But yeah, and it's like you'll come across an ad, and for the first couple of seconds, you're kind of fooled. You're just like, because I'm always hoping it's going to be funny. That's what I look for in my Reels. I'm looking for a silly bit or a stupid dirtbag sketch or something. And it's like, and it'll be this regular person sat in a kind of quite messy bedroom. And I'll be like, oh, this could be funny. And then like 3 seconds in, I'm like, fuck me, this is an ad. But at the bottom, it just says like Rachel Tumis or something. And I'm like, oh, that's a person. I don't know why her last name's Tumis.
Yeah, Tumis. Are you, what? I mean, admittedly, you're getting your like, £20 Boots voucher.
Yeah.
In return for your dignity by doing this. But is the idea that, do you do this for, those £20 voucher? Or are you doing it because you're like, this is going to springboard my internet
I think
career?
It's this desperation for being an influencer.
Yeah.
And I think it starts with this sort of like, what's it called, marketing? There's a word for it. Anyway, it's that kind of thing where you are you get a proportion of every lead.
Oh, right.
And so...
do you reckon it's that? Like
I think most of the time it's that, yeah.
Oh, is it affiliate
marketing?
Affiliate
that's it.
marketing,
You got us there, yeah.
Yeah, so if you click on a link, because Chloe from...
So you'll have a unique code, or you'll have a unique, like, pixel or whatever, which means if someone clicks on your ad and then ends up converting and buying something, you get a proportion of that sale. So the harder you go when you're creating your ads... and the better ads you therefore make on their behalf, the more money you make. Literally, the more money you make.
But isn't this like... I don't want to be the guy who just goes like, lol, #capitalism, because that's like...
Yeah, that's just
it's
annoying.
True, but it's tired. You've got to be a bit smarter in just going, well, that's capitalism for you. He's like, yeah, we get it, all right, but what are we going to do about it?
Yeah, quite.
But it just feels like so... It just feels so late-stage capitalist, where it's
awful.
Like, Dank's child.
And you'll get a penny on the dollar.
Dank's idiot child.
Yes.
Sell my thing to someone else.
And it so frustratingly incentivizes them to do a good job.
Yeah.
But on behalf of a brand that has millions behind it.
That cares not about you.
Could afford to do this without using affiliates at all, but knows, through a lazy, essentially, point of view, that this will actually get them a bigger return.
Yeah.
Which is fucking shit. And the amount they have to give affiliates can be next to zero. Because how would they know? What can they do? They could get a real job, is what they'll say.
I can just picture, because having worked not in advertising but in comms, having kind of been near to the other side of this.
Yeah.
If you did like an open call for submissions,
Oh, yeah.
having to look through like 200 home shot videos for your, I don't know, fucking Powerball conditioner.
This is the beauty of it. You don't even need to audition.
Yeah.
Because it's self auditions, right? Because if you do a bad job, you won't get any sales through your affiliate link.
But presumably they wouldn't want someone going
Well,
like...
true. They wouldn't
you
want so like, yeah.
drinking surf.
Fucking buy Tide Pods. Fucking buy them.
You know?
Yeah, there's probably got to be some, you're right. There's
Probably
probably
a
some
degree,
control.
yeah.
But I guess maybe every ad they create has to be pushed through a portal.
Yeah.
And maybe some will get blocked on for not having appropriate content. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
and they'll probably...
But beyond that, they won't care.
Maybe they hand it to like some junior member of staff. It's like, just make sure they're not eating.
Yeah,
the
or
fucking-
swearing, or doing racist stuff.
Good God, please just do not select any video in which they are eating the Tide Pods.
Please.
We're begging you.
Yeah.
I mean, they're delicious.
Yeah. Now let's all go on our break. Oh, no.
No. Yeah, so... And it's also, I think the additional wrinkle is when the products, which they would, the shit products that they would normally spend millions trying to get you to buy.
Yes.
And cosmetics are a big one for this because it's
Big
like,
time.
you would imagine that every cosmetic under the sun has been invented.
Yes.
You know, or
Definitely.
like bloody like anti-aging creams.
Oh,
you
my
know,
God. Yeah,
new pepto amino
bismuth crystals.
bismonite.
Yes.
You know,
Rub it in your pores.
with new re-vangalizing.
Did you say vangalizing?
Phytorium, vangalizing phytorium.
Yes,
yeah.
for your halo.
Yeah, it strengthens and stretches. You know, and it's like this bullshit. Like it's all crap.
It's just words.
So, you know, they'd go like, you know, is your skin wet enough? And I'm like, well, I can't say I've ever really thought about it, but maybe.
I don't know
maybe,
how wet it should be.
Maybe it needs to be wetter. Should I be like a frog? You know, should I be moist at all times? Yeah.
Should I be worried? Should I talk to my GP? Don't talk to your GP.
So, don't bring them into this.
They'll say something weird like "Don't use our products," but they're lying.
Yeah. You know, because of what it does.
Yeah,
because of the tarpaulin. You know, and they splash it on the tarpaulin and it melts the tarpaulin.
Yeah, but that's okay because tarpaulin isn't human skin.
Yeah, I know.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And that was one incident. God.
Just let it go. So it's like, you know, if you watch like a high, big budget CGI and hair...
Nutrillium spheres.
Nutrillium spheres give you the sheen... the moist sheen that the deers crave.
Yeah,
you know.
the moist sheen that the red carpet sheen that Jennifer Aniston has.
Keep your egg sac moist and ripe for insemination. You know, when the wet season comes and
be fertile for the monsoon season. Wait, I've lost my way. Can I do another read on this?
Moisten the reeds of your net with new fluorogenesis, microplating.
Improve your lobster haul with new micronutrillium spheres from Olay.
Make sure your carapace is a quick release system when your thousands upon thousands of desegenated glistening eggs are cast into the currents with Neutrogena.
Yeah, improve your chirality with...
Eat fresh. So they're selling you this slop, for lack of a better word. Slop.
It's a tub of creme.
And at least if I'm watching like a CGI cell like Titan, I go, oh, maybe that works.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That looks like science to me.
Then they hand this over to like these like
fucks
wannabe influencers, like just apply it. And it's like, I've never seen somebody glistening winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's these poor women in this bedroom like going, oh, it feels amazing.
I can feel it doing something right now.
And like the wettest woman you've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
she's just glistening.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to
you put too much on?
Blink twice? Or you can't blink because of the
Yeah, because the bauxide oxidants.
the
The botaceous.
now with
Cretaceous period.
Now with Biochosphate 10 and Cabino Skeptizoids, A through Batman symbol. We've got it all. Rub it in your paws twice a day.
Rub it in.
So you see like an orange woman,
Yes.
kind of who has to smile or she won't get the voucher.
Yeah.
Rubbing the most acrid, putrid slime into her eyelids, you know. And it's like, but my eyelids have never felt wetter.
Is that good, Rachel? Is that good, Rachel Tunis? We never heard from Rachel Tunis ever again.
But it's like, where does it end? Like, I don't know, Raytheon.
Yeah.
New,
just holding a missile in his bedroom.
New ground-to-air Raytheon sidewinders can decimate a village of, indentured, servants in less than a microsecond, and it's not technically a war crime. And I love them dearly.
I love them dearly.
Check out Raytheon now.
Yeah, follow my link for a 10% discount on surface-to-air missiles.
Every surface-to-air missile will be signed with my name when it obliterates a small yurt in an arable landscape.
They'll know.
They'll know.
They'll know it's me.
The last words that those poor children will see before they ascend in a pillar of flame towards a heaven that was forced upon them is Yvonne.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Now that's fucking bleak.
That is bleak.
If a missile lands in your back garden and before it blows, you see a little video from an influencer that says like and subscribe, and then it explodes like a small sun.
And you just go, oh, well, I mean, this could be worse. I mean, she's glowing.
She looks
like she looks great.
That acrid paste is really doing something for her pores. Fuck, those blackheads have gone.
And now, and now, I cannot blink, nor can I look away. Due to the slow atrophy of the muscles at the side of my eyes, but I look brilliant.
I've never needed those muscles.
Oh, you look like an angel.
Yeah, you're glowing.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Yeah, they suck. Yeah.
Yeah. I just
What is the future? Because rewind 15 years ago, or whatever. Affiliate marketing didn't exist. Affiliate marketing can only exist in an environment where we have the internet in our pockets. But none of these things ever last forever, because after a while, their efficacy wears out. That's why advertising is like this bizarre arms race where it has to constantly evolve. Because after a while, we get ad blockers, or we get sick of ads, or we switch our formats, so we're not watching live TV anymore, we're watching stream TV. So then ads have to find a new way to integrate into whatever the new thing is that we're doing. So, what is the fucking future? Is it someone on the street in just their pants holding 2 tubs of cream, like a sort of weird medieval fool?
Yeah, yeah.
It's where oil of Olay, 7 signs of aging. Is that where we're? Yeah, is it going to enter the meat space?
I guess it will be
it's the last place.
It will be like Lush soap holding an affiliate.
Affiliate, yeah.
Affiliate advertising to have someone self-immolate while holding a bath bomb.
Like a bizarre protest form of advertising. Yeah. It's bleak. I hate it. You're right to hate it.
I don't know if this is true or not. This is completely off topic. I read something online, so it's got to be true.
Oh, it's got to be true, yeah.
About a guy who lived with a very weird housemate who tried and kind of succeeded in giving himself auto fermentation syndrome.
What's that?
It's where you have, it does happen, but it's very rare, where you have naturally occurring yeasts in your body that mean that you auto ferment sugar into alcohol.
Inside yourself.
And this guy did it because he thought, wouldn't it be funny? I'd be drunk all the time. And so he gave himself baker's yeast enemas.
Oh my
God. By pushing yeast into his stomach. And it worked. And then he got incredibly ill because he was kind of drunk all the time. And also he had blinding headaches all the time.
Oh my God.
Had to, because it turns out like having a massive yeast colony growing inside you is not actually good.
No, who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Radical notion.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it can even survive inside you. Like, it's not a hostile environment for that.
Not if you
beat it. Yeah.
I guess like your gunny works, like your lower intestines would be pretty.
That would be all right, wouldn't it? I guess.
Yeah, pretty rough chuckles. Yeah.
Oh God, I really hate. There's another hate, but I really hate. This is for Chris. I really hate stories of people who deliberately do awful things to themselves, because my twisted empathy, as such as it is, can't help but think about how awful their life ends up being because of what they've done. And it's like a more cynical and less empathetic person would be like, well, they entirely brought that on themselves. It's a very stupid thing. Even from day one, without knowing the science, it sounds like a bad idea.
Who was that gentleman who made a career, shall we call it, over swallowing things without chewing.
Oh, Bevo.
Yeah. Didn't he do serious damage to himself?
I think he did. He had to go to the doctor or something. And, like, even have some surgery maybe or something. Yeah. But yeah, it's just these... What do they just think that they're just invincible? Or do they just not think at all? I don't understand.
You only get one life.
Yeah,
that's the thing. One beautiful body.
I can't help but think of my most precious possession I have is this body, and it's a bit knackered.
Yeah, it's this kind of ragged sack.
Yeah,
that houses my soul. Yeah,
I've got to do everything I can to keep this in as good working order because I don't want to live a life of pain and misery.
No, because when terrible things can happen. Just randomly, or a roll of the die. Bad. You were unlucky with your genetics.
You could be the greatest health ever.
Or you got hit by a car. Terrible things can happen to you. But then I don't want to be the guy who's like, lol, I'm going to stick light bulbs up my ass.
Yeah.
Smash. Because it's going to be really funny for about 2 seconds.
I remember seeing a comment where it was an American commenting on a post about our NHS, our National Health Service, and just going, what? Your healthcare's free? Why aren't you guys just jumping off the roof all the time? And there was a comment underneath just going, because it still hurts. What the fuck does that even mean? This idea that because it would therefore be free, that I could just break my legs all the time. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Like, is that the same mindset as someone shoving a light bulb up their ass? Just sort of not really understanding any consequence of damage to their body? How stupid do you have to be?
And I guess, maybe people have always hurt themselves for lols. I don't know. But it does feel like a lot of it's accelerated because, like, as you brought up on a previous episode, eating cake out of a toilet for lols.
Yeah.
You've
got to get those views.
You just got to get those views,
content.
And everything's been done. So if you're suddenly the guy who, casting my eye around the room, like, oh, there's a pile of pennies. Like, you're the guy who eats pennies.
I'm the penny eating guy.
You're the penny eating guy.
I'm going to eat 1 penny for every follower I have. Oh, shit, I've got 100,000 followers.
Going to eat some pennies today, and it's like, and it's like you have catastrophically impacted your bowels.
Yes.
We're going to have to do a massive colonoscopy / colon removal.
Yes, and you're going to have to shit into a bag the rest of your life.
Colondectomy or whatever. Yeah, and now...
You'll also be in perpetual abdominal pain.
Yeah.
And there's no painkiller strong enough to deal with it.
But good news, the video got over 1 million likes.
Yeah. Was it worth it, dickhead? Fuck me.
And this is the worry. This is the fear.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, you kick that table.
Yeah,
that's good.
I didn't need a kneecap anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. This pulls right back to my hate, which is that if you were a bit more fucking worried about a potential consequence to an action, you wouldn't do that. I'm glad you pulled that back.
No, but I'm with you on this. But also, how does this square with... It is... Okay, so that's your incredible survival mechanism, is worrying.
Yeah.
Is the dark self, the dark half, the one that goes, I must please people, so I'm going to get on that rope swing. Or I'm going to...
Oh, of me?
Yeah, I'm going to jump on that zip line.
That is a leftover, malinformed practice of also thinking I only have one life and wanting to be the guy who says yes, which I think I've pretty much exercised out of my body now after some pain and damage to my body and also some near misses.
Yes, indeed.
There was a period where I think it was maybe people around me, but also maybe somewhat to myself. I had this idea that saying yes was really, really good.
Yeah.
Because it meant that I would try new things and do really cool, fun, exciting shit. And perhaps this is where some of that mindset of those, because this is a younger mindset that I had, perhaps that's where some of these people doing these awful things to their bodies comes from.
I can get that, though, because particularly if you were trying to come out of your shell or be like, I don't want to be the old me, I'm going to try and be the new guy. So suddenly you're going to be the guy where you're like, I do everything.
I was very shy and very quiet when I was a kid, and I didn't like that about myself. And there was a period where I think I was trying to be a bit more, gregarious and confident. But the difference I would still maintain after all of that is there was something to gain from doing some of those things. Like when they don't go wrong, more extreme actions like a rope swing or a mountain board, they're fun. They're really fun. So there is a benefit. It's like going on a roller coaster. They're good, exciting things. They're not especially safe, and things can go wrong, and then you can hurt yourself. But shoving fucking, I don't know, a light bulb up your ass, or making a yeast colony, what's the gain? Because it's not fun. Even the act of enemaing some yeast up your ass, that's not fun. That's not like a roller coaster, is it? That's not that's not like a fun rope swing over a river.
Yeah, like you're on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders on the floor, ass in the air.
Yeah, bottom half naked.
Yeah, you've got a conical, kind of like a funnel up your ass.
There's no one around because, of course, no one else is going to help you with this.
Yeah, you're pouring that slurry of like ground up hot cross buns and milk down your
raisins. Up into your bum.
You just go, it's pretty
This
fun.
is going to get me 10 million views later.
Yeah.
But right now, I am aware. I have to be aware of myself.
Yeah.
Imagine coming to terms with yourself lying on the bathroom floor with a funnel up your ass, pouring liquidized hot cross buns into your colon, knowing that you're a grown 28-year-old man.
Thanks for saying this now, but like I do feel like most people in that situation would be like, yeah, this is pretty funny. Actually.
This is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But what do you do after you've done that? Do you then go for a beer with your mates and tell them what you did?
Yeah.
What are you doing tonight, mate? You know what? Actually, you won't believe this. Actually, no, we will.
As a palate cleanser, I also saw again a thing shared online, so it must be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's guy going like, when my bro came of age and he wanted to go out and get drunk, his elderly Italian grandfather said to him, if you want to drink everyone under the table on your first night out, before you go out, you should down 3 shots of olive oil, which he did, and then he promptly shat himself at the bar.
So he was pranking him.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you need like a sturdy, like,
or maybe like his Italian
Sicilian
grandfather,
colon,
this powerful colon.
Yeah, I've heard about like packing your stomach with like fat in some way.
Yes,
like eating
a shit
like
ton
whole
of pasta or something. Like
I've heard like pretty extreme, but eating like a whole stick of butter.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like,
right. Like genuinely just fat.
Yeah, like if you're going to be downing a bottle of vodka
lard.
or something. Yeah.
I guess if you've got a good foundation of crap inside you, then you're going to probably weather it.
Yeah.
Thing is, like, if your first night drinking, you're gonna have zero tolerance.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a wet little wimpy piece of shit.
Maybe he's got incredible alcohol tolerance, but terrible olive oil tolerance.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut himself to death.
And then you think about it, what a shit.
Oh, that would be the greasiest, fastest shit I think anyone has ever done. The instant you started to go, oh no, it's coming. It's already gone. And it's down your leg. Blah. Blah.
It's like flubber.
Blop. And it's like down your leg, and then off your shoe, and then across the dance floor.
And it just keeps moving.
Yeah, and it's like
a frictionless liquid.
It's like what you said earlier about how if there was no surface tension on water, then the instant you spilled some water in your room, your entire room would be covered in a micrometer thin layer of water. It's like that, but with this shit. It's like the greasiest infinite shit you've ever seen.
And weirdly, yeah, it's embarrassing that you shit yourself in public, but it's oddly clean. Yeah. And it's just like gone.
Yeah. It's why, it's why people live so long. Because they have like, what's that margarine that's got olive oil in it? Like Bolivia or whatever.
Bertolli.
Bertolli.
Every Italian person's like necking an entire pot of Bertolli.
Yeah, a tub of Bertolli before they go out. So they can drink until like 3 a.m.
All that cassis.
Oh, sweet cassis.
Maybe when that day comes and I go like, you know what, this is the end for me, and I set up shop outside a cafe and I've got my cassis and my newspaper and
your butter stick
and my and a wizened old crone is going to hand me a stick of Bertolli.
I can see you, fast forward 30 years, I can see you like, sat with a boater hat on or something, like on a
hat. Me?
Oh, yeah, good point. That was ridiculous. What was I saying?
Sorry, a fez,
tiny little perch on the top. Yeah, just like sat relaxing on a sort of wrought iron cafe table on the streets of Paris with a newspaper and a cassis. I can see you there.
How did I get here? Help!
I'm 41. I need to be drawing a book.
The maitre d' comes over and forces more butter down my throat. No,
I shouldn't be here.
Please.
You'll love it.
You'll love it.
You'll love it. Well, I've got love.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I literally found this out as I was leaving to come to your house.
Wow.
Which is where we're recording right now. They are going to open in Japan a Pokemon theme park.
What?
It's happening.
I kind of feel that should have already happened.
I know. This is what I've been saying it for years. It's not really a theme park. I mean, it's a park. It's called Poke Park, and it's themed. But I don't think there's any like rides or roller coasters.
Oh.
But in a way, I kind of like that more. Because one of the things I love about theme parks is the idea of like literally theming a space. So you like walk into it and it's like it transports you to another place. But the funny thing is, the rides actually kind of break that immersion a little bit. Because if you're meant to be being convinced that you've entered a magical new world, why is there a little train that's got the face of Mickey Mouse on the front of it? Like spiraling around at breakneck speeds in this lovely little world. It sort of breaks the idea that it's a real world at all.
But what if, like, you're on that roller coaster and it feels like you're riding the back of a Gyarados or a Rayquaza?
I would agree that is better. That's a greater level of immersion. But what has just been announced, and again, you're absolutely right to say, how have we not gotten here earlier? I don't know why it's taken so long. But what's just been announced is what's called Poke Park, and it's going to be this large area of a pre-existing other theme park that's already in Tokyo, called Mew Mew Land or something like that, which is apparently very popular. But they've carved out a section of that, which I'm guessing which wasn't anything yet. And it's this 2-part world. Half of it is like a city or town that looks like the towns in the games.
Okay.
So they have those iconic Poke centers. There's like a Poke Center, Pokemart, all those kind of buildings. And there'll be Pokemon around, but I think they're just like figures, just like figurines kind of thing. And then there's the forest, which is the other half of the world, which is like a sort of park, basically.
Right.
That you just wander through, and there's, again, they are statuettes.
Okay, so not people in costumes.
No. Well, I mean, there might be as well, but that wasn't shown in this particular footage that I saw. This very early footage, I think. And they've literally, it's kind of like a sculpture park in a way, but the sculptures are lovely little 3-dimensional representations of the Pokemon, but in their various natural environments. So there's like a Caterpie up a tree, or some Pikachus like rolling around.
It could be like Pokemon Snap. You could be going around.
I would say it's very much like
taking
that.
photos,
and maybe it is kind of like a trail. You got to like spot them, and maybe some of them will be hidden and stuff. I only got a real bit of a glimpse of it, but honestly, it looks fucking cool.
Are we doing a Digimon world?
Almost definitely not, because I mean they'd have to build like a cat in jeans with a minigun or something. Like
they need so much denim. There's not enough denim.
There's not enough denim to do it with a shark skeleton on his back.
Yeah.
That's what you want, is it?
No. Hey, look, dickhead. It was a skeleton of a demonic tyrannosaur that had a shark missile on its back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm the asshole.
completely different.
It's completely different. Yeah. Now I sound really stupid.
Yeah.
No, you're never going to get a Digimon park because even Digimon fans don't want it. If you could see a Digimon in real life, I think you'd die.
It's like a biblically accurate angel.
Yeah. It's like the worst thing ever.
Mommy, I had a nightmare. Was it the Digimon nightmare again?
Yeah,
it was. What happened? I think like a cat changed into like, I don't know, it looked like a giant like wheel, but with like, eyes on every spoke.
That just sounds like a normal episode of the show. Yeah, that's what I hated about it.
Oh.
Eyes on every spoke.
I'd be mad if like the thing that finally got me into Christianity was the idea that the Old Testament is actually riddled with Digimon.
Yeah. Or what if it was the other way around and everything that happens in Digimon was true? And that's actually the true afterlife. It's the Digiverse.
You die and go to the Digiverse. I think there were like something, a little thought experiment I have occasionally is the idea that as a kid, maybe I don't think this was something every kid did, but I would think about what the afterlife might be like, and I'd think to myself, particularly when I was really into Pokemon, that like, wow, what if heaven is that you would go, I'm in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
What if like everyone's afterlife was based on like a point of their life, like their happiest fantasy,
their most yeah.
But then you stop caring about it and you grow up and you die at the age of like 76, and you wake up and it's like, good news, John. Now you can go on a Pokemon adventure. I'm like, what?
Wait, what? I can barely walk.
And this is forever? Yeah.
Yeah, this is what your kid self wished for.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I was really into Digimon for a while. And if I woke up now in the Digiverse, I'd be like, oh, Christ alive.
But it depends exactly, because there's a particular point at which your afterlife is locked in.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be a big fan of Digimon in that particular window of your childhood, you're fucked. That's it. Yeah. That's going to be your eternity.
If I get hit by a truck tomorrow and I wake up in the Digiverse and it's like, Hello, John. I'm Skaboodababoobabamon, and I'm your personal friend. No, I don't want this. Oh, look out, John. There's an evil Digimon. He's got a black gear in him. I better digivolve into Metal Skadoob.
Rambunctious Mon, who's got massive tits. And one leg out. Yeah, she's got a leg out.
Is this permanent? Not until I digivolve again. Now I'm a shoe.
A demonic shoe.
Yeah. Why does a shoe have a gun?
Of course it has a gun.
Of course it has a gun.
Of course it has a gun.
Of course it has a gun, dickhead. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Skadoobadamon, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realise this was such a point of contention.
Yeah.
Can I choose to haunt someone instead?
Can I go home now? Is hell
No!
open? Can I go to hell?
Can I get to hell? What hell? This is hell, John. God damn it. Yeah, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait.
So when does this magical place open?
Well, that's the bittersweet part of this love, because I saw that news and I was like, well, fuck me, sideways. I'm going to Japan later this year, in the month of November. Perhaps it'll be open then. No, early 2026.
Oh, what a shame.
So I'll miss it by a few months, which is annoying.
Will there be themed food?
Yes.
Could you get a Mr. Mime steak?
Just straight there. Just like no fucking about. It's just like, I can just imagine you in the meeting. It's like, we should do Pokemon themed food. Mr. Mime steak. Now. Wait, no, that's a bit weird. Like, I wasn't suggesting we'd eat Mr. Mime steak.
Mr. Mime
Steak.
Now. You can have little rides. I wouldn't be up for, I wouldn't be against a ride.
I wouldn't be against a ride. I'd like a ride that was like Pokemon Snap. So you got into a little vessel.
I'd like a ride that was like all the banned episodes of the original cartoon. Porygong's Epileptic Extravaganza,
Yes, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, ride on the back of a Dragonair.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
See the exotic Jinx dancers.
Yeah, oh god.
Yeah. Oh.
Get punched by a Starmie. That was the noise they made. All the other Pokemon said their names, but Starmie went, don't know why.
It's got to make some noise.
Just clenching.
Yeah.
Perpetually clenched. Yeah, I don't know. You could have like a sort of mind meld with Mewtwo, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Just like
wow, that sounds awful.
Yeah, he reaches out and touches your mind,
Yeah.
and then like maybe erases something of value to you. Hey, it's like sitting on Santa Claus's lap. It's like, hello, Nick. Which memory should I erase? Just like that time that I shat myself in public because I had 3 shots of olive oil. Could you erase that? No worries, Nick. Will this cause any sign of Mewtwo's mind meld? Come on down, kids. Kill your regrets.
You can hug a Pikachu. Like, if it could be like at least have a mild current.
Ash did that all the time.
Yeah,
in the show,
yeah.
and it was very funny.
That's why Ash remained that size. Because it had done such irrevocable damage to his
genetic
body.
damage to it. He couldn't grow.
Hey, how do you have a body of a 10-year-old but sound like a 48-year-old, heavy cigarette smoke?
What?
Hey, Pikachu, let's go.
Maybe Team Rocket will be there.
Yeah, get to meet the original Ash.
Yeah, get to meet. Yeah, he's like 99 years old.
James and Jesse. Yeah,
Jesse. Maybe her hair will always point the same way, like it always did in the show.
You have a middle-aged man who runs a crime syndicate. Could bedevil your child. Yeah. What other great tragedies happen in the Pokemon world?
Well, they eat meat sometimes, and I don't know what that is.
It could be milk tanks.
Could be milk tanks.
Could be a milk tank.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be like milkshakes from milk tanks.
Is there a Pokemon that's a toilet? Because there's a Pokemon.
There's not officially one, but there's plenty I'd use as one. Like Mr. Mime, for example.
There's a Pokemon which is like a bag of trash.
There is.
Yeah.
It evolves into a bigger bag of trash.
Yeah. So they could be the bins.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Like they're spilling out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get locked in a chamber with a coffin.
Yes.
You breathe some ammonia.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be something.
Yeah. The more we say it, actually,
Yeah.
the rides actually sound pretty awful.
Yeah.
But sure.
They can strap you to a ho-oh. That could be like a flying experience.
Yeah.
I think it sounds great.
You're way blocked by a Snorlax.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
the exit.
Maybe if they
All the fire exits have been blocked.
all the fire exits are blocked. We need a pokey flute to get out. I'm burning alive. Play the tune. Maybe they'll just put a massive Snorlax in the way of the gate to the next part of the park they're building. So it's like not open yet until the Snorlax. So that would actually be a really smart way to use a Snorlax.
I used to have a Camerupt on my team. I can't remember if that was gold and silver or ruby sapphire.
Is that the one that's like the fire type with its back that explodes?
It's a camel that's got a volcano on its back.
Oh, yeah. And
I think in the Pokédex it says it's hotter than the sun. Like
Pokédex says a lot of shit.
It's 3 million degrees centigrade.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd love to meet one of those. That'd be fun.
I think that might orchestrate heat death of the universe, like, objectively faster.
Pokemon World opened today and instantly formed a singularity. Yeah, and also, like, isn't one of the Pokemon, like, literally God?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Yeah, it's
God.
called, like... It's like that... But yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's only there on certain days.
I thought when you started describing there were two areas. There's like a city and then there's like a forest or whatever. I thought you were going to say that the forest was going to be populated entirely by roving bands of Pokemon trainers.
Yeah, who you have to battle with.
You have to battle, yeah.
Yeah, they're so annoying. And if
Yeah.
you try and walk past them and through their line of sight, then they stop you dead. But if you walk behind them, you're all right. Yeah.
And they have 6 highly trained but overworked people in Pokemon suits. So when they were in a battle, when they summoned them, you know, they throw
You have to hop out and go,
Caterpie!
string shot!
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, I've been doing this for 4 hours. It's so hot.
Yeah. They locked me in the Metapod.
Yeah, maybe all the staff, they get breaks, but they have to
Yeah.
go into Pokeballs. These massive Pokeball cabins.
Oh, Daddy, Mummy, I had the most magical day today. Well, let's go home, son. They need to shut down for the day. And just behind you see, like, handlers, like, wrestling, like, people, like, a mess.
Don't make me get back in there!
Why is that Geodude screaming? Look at my legs!
Look at my legs! Never needed to do that.
Oh, I know, sounds great.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Most magical place on
Especially as
Earth.
everything we just described.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help, my Pokemon's desperately injured. Oh, better get him to, the medical
Poke Center, yeah.
Poke Center. Ding, 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 ding. How do you feel now? I did nothing.
I've still got a broken leg.
I think I have a burn.
You just put me on a table and sang a song. Nurse Joy. She's hot, though.
I've got enough.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Gloss over that.
Gloss over that. Who was the police officer?
Officer Jenny
Officer Jenny.
and Nurse Joy. And they had the same face, just different hair and clothes.
Yeah, and then also the idea was that every town had
An Officer Jenny and a Nurse Joy.
Yeah.
And Brock always fell in love with them,
Yeah.
even though they were the same person each time.
Brock was an interesting character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could leave it there.
Leave it there. Yeah, it's pointless. It was 1997. 2004 was 7 years away.
Yeah.
Like,
It's funny how he was always squinting.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And egregiously sexually abusing every woman he met.
And yet maybe only 12 years old? I don't know.
It's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
fine. It was
Yeah.
a different era. Yeah. Yeah, I've got love.
Yeah, go on.
It is a YouTube channel,
Oh, yeah.
so it's not all grim,
There's something good on the internet.
called Trash Theory.
Trash Theory. You told me a bit about this.
I've told you a
yes.
little bit about this, but for the benefit of the listener, it is a channel entirely dedicated to incredibly well thought out, researched, and presented little, kind of half-hour segments, if you will, about big moments in music.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. If you're a bit of a music nerd,
Yep.
I would thoroughly recommend it. It's been a little trip down memory lane for me because he does a few different series. But one of them is like, they're all kind of pretty much the same format, but he's got like a playlist which is called like the New British Canon. So he's doing videos about like key influential artists' acts, kind of moments in British music. That's just one of his series.
He's kind of got an angle of like history, hasn't he? Like the history of the artists and the bands, and their timelines, and
and it's really bringing like a new perspective. It's really making me think about it in a different way. Like from my angle, I've been revisiting sections where he's talking about Britpop, which was an era I very much loved, and talking about. He's done a couple of videos about Blur, which is quite interesting. Did a whole video about Franz Ferdinand and Take Me Out. And that was like a real time capsule for me.
Yeah, definitely. That was a song of that era.
And you just learn, like, you pick up so many weird little things, like the idea that when they started writing Take Me Out, the idea was that it would go verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus.
Yeah.
But the choruses and the verses were going to be in different time signatures.
Nice.
And they were finding it really hard in trying to write the song to switch between the two. And then the stroke of genius, they were like, what if we just put all the verses at the start of the song and all the choruses at the second half of the song? And that's why the first bit of the song is completely different to the second half.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And it's just interesting. Yeah, there's not really much of a twist or a funny take on this, other than it's really interesting. It talks about the people behind the bands. It makes you care about stuff that you may never have normally cared about. Like, really interesting video about Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them other than how they dressed.
And it's quite interesting to learn about different bands and learn which ones were absolutely fucking insufferable. Because, music aside...
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now, but like the guy who was like the creative thrust and drive behind Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Really?
Sounds like an absolute nightmare to work with, because he basically went through 4 different versions of Dexy's Midnight Runners, because he eventually just alienated everyone to the point where they left, or he fired them, and then he just assembled a new band, and like he was like the only constant.
Bloody hell. I can't imagine. He should have worried more. I can't imagine what it's like to live a life like that. And I sometimes wonder that if the way that, going back to your afterlife point, if what happens when you die is that you then get given a choice to go back and live any other life of a person that you heard of in your life, and go, I wonder, I'll have a go and experience that. And that's what life is. It's just you get multiple runs and you get to be different people. Maybe I need to try being someone who doesn't give a fuck, because it's like, what is that like? What is that even like?
Do you think you float through life on like an incredible cloud? Like, are you happy all the time,
or are you furious and unfulfilled all the time? Because even though I worry quite a lot, I am actually quite happy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And quite fulfilled a lot of the time.
It's a weird paradox, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And I wonder whether, like taking Dexy's Midnight Runners guy as an example, whether his reason that he burned through bands and people all the time was because of a deep frustration and sadness that was present in him all the fucking time. And that may be perhaps the biggest learning and profound thing we can take from this.
I think so.
It's got to be, really, right? He can't have been happy treating people and his own career really like that. Because eventually, as I'm sure this video points out, it all burned out, right? Like, it's not a big deal now. I mean, he might be dead for all I know. But...
Well, I can't even remember the guy's name, which is kind of terrible. But everyone remembers Come On Eileen.
Yeah, but that's all they remember.
Yeah.
It? Yeah.
He did open that. He opened that video with a clip from The Simpsons. It's when Homer has the B sharps.
Oh, yeah.
And wings like a Grammy. And it goes, congratulations on winning that Grammy. It's like, yeah, you beat Dexy's Midnight Runners. Well, you haven't heard the last of them.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
It's a heck of a banger, though.
It is a banger, to be fair. They did well. It's remarkable to me how many bands do just have one song.
And the eternal question is, when they did that song, did they know?
And that's the question that they're always asked.
Like, the moment you write it,
and
you've recorded it.
Oh my God, have I made something special?
Do you suddenly just think...
I maintain that I don't think they do. Because I don't think anyone sets out to make one song and one song only. And if they did, then they would know they're pouring all of the energy they have into that one thing. I think every band hopes that this is the beginning of something great and that they have plenty more to give. Which would mean, if that was true, that they didn't know that they were doing the best thing they could.
Or maybe they were constantly making stuff.
It's just
but they'd think like, well, this is just the 17th song. Yeah. And you go like, well, I think this is as good as every other song I've written. But for some reason...
everyone else loves it.
Yeah. But
it's so funny, isn't it? Because for every band that there is that only ever had one-hit wonders, there's also bands out there that have just had banger after banger after banger, and it's like, what's happening here? Like, deep dive into like the nature of fucking creativity, particularly in a music context. Like, how is it possible that some people can only ever make one great thing and others can make many? I take Queen, for example. The number of iconic songs that they put out, or ABBA, it's like, it's wild.
This is why it's kind of fascinating though, because I think like so many works of art are collaborative. Yeah. They often are. You like to pretend that like, I'm an island. I did it all myself.
I'm an auteur.
I never had help. But generally, you probably did at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's why I find band dynamics so fascinating, because I think everyone's bringing something to the table. It's a very pure expression of people like working together, and occasionally it's like a key to a puzzle you didn't even know you were trying to solve, but you get the right people in a room working together.
A magic happens.
And suddenly something incredible happens.
It's funny actually, because you really like a band.
Yeah.
You really like a band dynamic. You also really like a superhero team.
I do.
And a superhero team dynamic. You particularly like, I'm just going to psychoanalyze you now.
Here we go.
You particularly like an asymmetrical superhero team dynamic.
Yeah.
Where they each have quite specific individual talents or powers, but that when they come together, they can sort of broadly deal with a wide variety of different things.
Because I think when you are trying to design the perfect team from the top down, you think too much about the big picture. You think about how it's going to look on the billboard. You think about how they have to balance as a team. Whereas I think that some of the best teams are the ones that arose out of individuals that then came together.
Right.
Because it wasn't designed as a team. It was designed as 7 individuals that then became a team.
Kind of like the Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, the big... Yeah, because, fuck the Avengers, the OG Avengers. I mean, God, that is like the weirdest collection imaginable. And
even, I guess you were probably going to say Justice League as well.
I was going to say Justice League, yeah.
7. Like, they feel like probably the most iconic superhero team of all time.
Yeah.
And we all treat them like the archetype, like the template. But they are also quite a weird team. Because particularly when you pick the top 3, one of them's powerless.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
And if you were designing that team from scratch, there's a lot of things that have become now the template for a superhero team. You have a fast person, you have an energy person.
You have a strong person.
You have a dark Avenger of the Night. These are just cliches now.
Yes, big time, yeah.
But if you're designing that team from scratch now, you would not have 2 people who essentially have the same powers. So Wonder Man and Superwoman.
Yeah, true.
No, wait, no. Wonder Woman and Superman.
Wonder Woman and Superman.
Yeah, you would not go, well, we've just got to have 2 characters that do essentially the same thing.
That's so true, you wouldn't.
And yet here we have them because they were all designed, they're designed by individuals. And
yeah. And I guess the idea at the time as well is that the point of difference was, she's a woman.
She's a woman.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? It's impossible.
Yeah. No, I just think it's interesting that you're kind of drawn to a sort of band collaborative effort in many types of media.
I think it's interesting. Yeah, like sometimes it's not always the case. Like sometimes a band is just a collection of people who play together.
Yeah.
And the magic isn't there, or maybe it's just like there's one person who is I don't want to say the talent, but they needed a band,
yes,
and they assembled people, and then eventually they'll replace those people.
But they were almost session musicians.
Yeah,
they were just there for them to have some way to get their work out. I'm always amazed by bands that are truly 100% cooperative and collaborative, because it's like I'm so used to, obviously we collaborate on stuff, but I'm very used to being someone who has my own ideas as well. And it's like to hear about bands like Everything is a really good example, who just purely make that sound of what they make comes purely out of the 4 of them being together, and that if any one of them was on their own, they wouldn't make Everything songs. Yeah.
Even if one of them left, and the other 3 continued, they'd still make good stuff, but it wouldn't be
Everything. Yeah. And it's like how can 4 people work together in such a unified way to create a single thing?
Yeah.
That isn't any one. It doesn't belong to any one of them, but belongs to all of them. That's just crazy to me.
It's the idea that you need like 4 human brains working in harmony to emulate this one musical being that is the band. It's
but they're not even like hardwire connected to each other. They're like what, in a Wi-Fi field or something? How does it work? It's crazy.
It's
like
mad.
Not being I'm not musical, but I'm like not a musical capital M person. I just don't know how that works. I don't know what the process is. I can't really get my head around how songwriting really works.
But I know that like everybody, it's almost like it's a bit tiring now to keep harping on about the Beatles, so to speak. But like, they are a fascinating, I think, in many ways, like the ultimate example of it. Because
true.
You can look at it from different angles. You can go like, oh, we know this. You know, Paul was he was great at tunes, and but John had like the wit, and George was like sensitive and quiet. But you can do all these things and try and like reduce it. But then everybody was their own thing as well, and it was so much more complex than that. And when the reasons why they worked well together were just as important as the reasons why they were pushing apart from each other. And I just think like it's such a fascinating group dynamic. I think every band Sinks has potentially been like a bit of a reflection of.
And it's kind of proof that it could never have lasted forever.
Yeah,
because by the very nature of the kind of energies they were all putting out, they would eventually push themselves apart.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Yeah, good stuff, man.
There you go. Oh yeah, and little shout out. There's a great video about The Prodigy by Trash Theory, and I wasn't massively familiar with them. Came out that video with such respect for all of them, and I was like, that's why it's a good channel, because it makes you think about a music genre you may not even normally care for.
Nice.
But go, that's just so fascinating.
Good. That's good stuff. I like it.
Where we go? What? That's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode.
What do we think won? Love or hate?
To be honest, despite all of that lovely discussion at the end, I think it might
still
have been
on the hate. Yeah.
Because also we introduced a third mini hate that sort of bridged in between.
Yeah.
And kind of was there for Chris.
Much like the funnel that was kind of shoved up the ass. I want to say that poor man, but he did that to himself.
He did, and although I can still again find myself empathizing, he was a choice, and he did do it to himself.
He did make a ferocious yeasty choice, and now he has to live with it.
Yeah, a ferocious yeasty choice.